Konnichiwa! I am loving all of the support and love that I'm getting from my beautifully souled subscribers. All of your stories are unique, and I'm so glad that my journey was able to inspire, encourage, revive, or jumpstart your own journey. So, okay, let's get right into it. What's the first question? Hey, I was wondering, were you already fluent before you started teaching your son? No, I was not. Like most Americans, I might have slept in a Spanish class in high school, but I had zero interest in learning a second language at all, and I 100% did not want to leave the country. I used to say all the time, like, I haven't seen my entire country yet. Why do I need to go see another one? I am down for a road trip to all 50 states. Like, do 2 every year with my kids. That sounds fun. Do you live in Japan? My husband is military and we may be moving there next spring. Yes, we do. We just moved here in March and I'm still really excited about it. The only thing is, I feel like people hear that we live in Japan and they place us into some exception box. Like, oh, of course they speak Japanese. They live there. And that is 1,000% untrue. A lot of military families get stationed in Japan. They move here, they do their time, and they go home. They live in America in Japan. So therefore, you can go all week without interacting with the Japanese culture or the Japanese language. I mean, I don't, but many do. I'll give you a couple examples, starting with myself. I came to Okinawa in 2012 and I just did not want to go overseas. I wanted nothing to do with it. I came over here. I did get a job as a tour guide and I started learning about the country itself. And I did not want to necessarily learn a new language. So it happens. And that is totally 3 years wasted now for me. Also, I have several friends that I've met while overseas. They have lived in Japan over 8 years, and they do not speak the language at all. They know the casual greetings that everybody knows, but that's it. And it's just so hard to fathom, like, how can you live in this country for so long, I'm speaking 10, 12 years, y'all, and not speak this language? And at the same time, it's not hard to fathom because it's so easy to just tune out sounds that you're not accustomed to. You didn't grow up with those sounds, those vowel sounds, the music, so it's easy to just tune it out. So when you get here, make sure you tune in. Take advantage of your new adventure. Go to the festivals, have fun. Show your children what Japan is really like. Hey, you're already on the right track. I mean, you subscribe for bilingual tips. I would have loved to do this. First, I have to learn it myself. I am so glad that question came up. Like, that is the exact reason I started this YouTube channel, to debunk that myth. You do not need to be fluent to learn a language with your children. I started learning Japanese from day one of learning that language with my child. Right. So what I did was I looked up the educational development standards by age, and I just took it from there. So hit the subscribe button. Yes, subscribe right now because you're going to want to catch next week's video. I'm going to go in depth on what those development achievement charts say where your child should be at and how to reach that in both languages. So subscribe. All right, so what I did was I just have to stay one step ahead of Jason. So think about it. If they're a baby or a toddler, they only focus on what's around them. So that's simple things. Start with the simple sentence structure, question answer structure of what is this? This is a. And you go from there. Toddlers need to know colors, shapes, alphabets. You got this. You can do it. Just take it one step at a time. And the greatest part about it, they don't judge you if you mess up. All right, these are really good. Let's keep them going. Did you learn as an adult? Yes, I started learning Japanese when I was about 25. Yeah, 25. So Jason was born. I, went through the day to day life with my baby until he was one. And then when he was one, I started taking him to this little Japanese play area I found. And it was just not like a mommy and me class, it's just like a free area with toys, and other moms could come. And they're like, as long as you stay with your kid, you're welcome here. So I was like, okay, well, we'll come a couple times a week. So we would come before nap 2 or 3 times a week and just hang out. And sometimes they'd sing songs, sometimes they'd ask me to read an English book, and it was a nice environment. So what happened was one day I was noticing, I clap because I see other people clapping. I'm like, I need to clap. But I noticed he clapped because he heard them say clap. When they said clean up, he started bending over. I'm like, nah, no way. And my friend, I had a Japanese friend, and she came over and she was talking to him, and she's like, he's saying a few Japanese words. And I'm like, nah, you kidding. She's like, yeah. He just said the food was, delicious. And I'm like, So I started, making our home into a Japanese friendly environment, just playing songs on YouTube in the car. But I wasn't really officially learning, but I was like, let's see if this is right. And he responded. If he was crying and you play a little Japanese song, he would stop crying. So I was like, wow. So I took a class in beginner's Japanese, which honestly was a waste of my time. It was so slow. They sit on the same sentence structure forever. So if I have an advice, do not take a beginner level class. You can do the basics by yourself. If you need help, I'll help you. All right, back to the story. So I learned a little bit, but not much. And I learned that I could do it though. At this time, I'm pregnant with Olivia, my daughter. And it's time for us to go back to America. And I'm the worst pregnant person. Someone tried to talk to me in Japanese, and I literally just wanted to punch them in the face. I'm anemic, and I puke from day one of my pregnancy. Every day for 9 months, I puke. So I did not want to study anything. I just want to lay in bed and wait for the 9 months to be over. So I made a vow. I said, if my son's still interested by the time I have this baby, then I will have no choice but to pick up a textbook and learn. And sure enough, after I had Olivia, Jason's still using chopsticks, and he said, Okasan, and he's only 1 year old. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I did all the things that I'm putting into my videos, and that's how we achieved becoming bilingual while in America. We spent the last 3 years in America, and that's where we really built our foundation in Japanese. So you can do it. I do recommend that you try to plan a trip to the country that your target language is in, but you don't necessarily have to live there. America has all the culture you need right there. You just got to find it. So watch all my videos. I'm going to give tips on how we did homestays. We went to Concordia Village. We found the local communities in our area. They're there. They're meeting, and they would love to have you. How are you yourself learning Japanese, and where do you buy your children's books? I learned Japanese at home the good old-fashioned way. No shortcuts, nothing fancy, just me sitting at a desk with some pen and paper. That's it, girl. So I currently use bunpo.jp for grammar, and I use Wanikani for kanji and vocabulary. So they both do cost money, but not much at all. Bunpo is $3 a month, and if you pay for the year, it's $30, which is what I did. And Wanikani is $10 a month, or you can get a discount if you pay for the full program. If you're paying the $10 a month, when you reach the price of the full program, then you don't have to pay anymore. If you finish the program before you reach the full price of the program, which I think is about $200, then hey, you lucked out. You don't have to pay the rest. So, you pick what works for you, what you can do. And I really enjoy both of those. Let me know what you think. Where do I buy my children's books? When I was in America, I borrowed the books from Amazon. The Eric Carle collections come in bilingual editions. You see this? Very popular, Very Hungry Caterpillar. It's great. You can use it to learn how to count, as well as food names, as well as the days of the week. This book is a lot of good grammar tips in it, all in one book. You can get this on Amazon. So then I talked in the earlier video about the textbook for kids. I use the Shimajiro Kodomo Challenge, and they do ship overseas. So I highly recommend finding a subscription in your language. They deliver the books and the learning supplies right to your door every month. You don't even have to think about, what am I going to teach my kid next? What vocabulary should we be working on? Just ding dong, there it is. All you have to do is use it. Curious, how do you all teach your kids? Is it formal sit-down type of learning or something else? I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. We are teaching them informally. I guess we can call it that. My husband and I would teach them a word or two when it comes up, that sort of thing. Right now, they know how to count 1 to 10, and they know basic hello and how are you type of sentences. Any tip recommendations are appreciated. All right, good question. How am I actually teaching the children? So that's why I made this channel, because every week I want to give you exactly what we're doing so that you can do it at home. We do not do formal teaching because I think that learning the language should be fun. When he thinks of Japanese, he should think all smiles and giggles. Like, not, oh gosh, we got to sit at that desk and mama gonna make me read that book. No, like Japanese is the funnest part of his day. So we learn informally, as you put it. We sit at the park and we play. I will pre-make up a situation. I think I just posted on my Instagram how we were at the park, and you know the little store stands they always put there? Use that. I found a book that had some bread in it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the bread man, and I opened up a bread shop. And then I had some keywords I wanted them to work on. Like when you go into a Japanese store, they always say, "Irashaimase." So I made sure to always say that. And then when it was the kids' turn, they say it back to me. And that's how we played that day. And they just was having fun being a shopkeep. But they learned a lot of vocabulary and how to handle a transaction in a store. So yes, informal is totally the way to go. If they're giggling, they're learning. You have their attention and they want to learn it from you, which is more important. So keep watching my videos. I'm going to keep giving you those tips to learn informally with your kids. I want this to be fun. Learning a second language should bond you and your kids, not make it something that's like rocky and effort filled. We want effortless, right? I don't even know if that's a word, but it's okay. You got my meaning. All right, so those were some great questions, and I'm so glad that I'm getting support. We're almost to 100 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. I'll see you guys next week. Johnny.